everyone, welcome back to Dolls Do Talk. I wanted to give the update that we have today. I did have a feeling we might have an update today, and unfortunately we do. We also have a statement from Ocean Gate. I'll be reading both. But they did find a debris field where basically they have confirmed that it is part of the Titan. It does have the Ocean Gate logo on some of the piece, or one, I believe, huge piece that they found. And they did give a statement. Obviously, I said that already, and we're going to read it. I will be going through with I actually have an article in front of me. So we're gonna like skim through that as well. So we're gonna get all the details together right now. This is actually from Fox News. I just typed it online, so I don't really I'm not worried about biases here. I'm just reading the information, so I don't really know what sources are the best to look at, but that was the first one that popped up. So Ocean Gate, the Titanic subsearch, the Coast Guard confirms the debris field is the missing Taurus sub, and the Coast Guard announced Thursday that an underwater remotely operated vehicle has found a debris field in the search for the missing Ocean Gate Titan submarine. The discovery was made after ROVs were scanning the Atlantic Ocean floor. So that was what we saw this morning, and if you did were checking updates, that was what we knew earlier. It has been confirmed to be true. So the fast facts on this article are the Ocean Gate Titan submarine carrying the 5 passengers has been found. They have been the passengers have been identified. We already know who they are. And it also even is giving us the weight and all that, which I don't know if we need that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so they did find that. I don't know if they found the bodies though. That's not what I'm seeing so far, but we'll learn together. Okay, so it's showing, without reading you guys every little detail, it does say that it was found approximately 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic. It is, they're saying that it is consistent with the catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber. Upon the determination, we immediately notified the families on behalf of the United States Coast Guard and the entire Unified Command. I apologize. That is what someone has said from, I believe, the police or Coast Guard or Ocean Gate. It does say a person's name, but okay. And it's using the terminology that they have confirmed that they have been lost. It says we believe that they have sadly been lost. So I'm assuming that terminology means passed away or that they are not recoverable. Because I'm not seeing anything about if they would be yet, but I'm skimming through it for you guys. Yeah, it looks like that's pretty much what we have so far. I'm gonna go ahead and check a different article, and I'll pull that up for you guys and then see if they have anything different, because that's pretty much all it says, is that they've been lost. They want the privacy for the families. That obviously this is terrible. I would like to know if maybe they have any information, if they knew how fast I'm assuming it's an implosion, and I want to see if they might have the information of how quickly that had happened or how long that took to happen, because I'm very curious if that happened within the time they lost connection or if it was later on. Let's see, possibly it might be too early to know, but I'm going to go ahead and see if I can find any more information. So right now I'm going to be looking at the Washington Post. And again, I'm not going off on any biases for news right now. I know some people have their hangups about certain news sources, but I don't really know the biases on all of them. So I'm just trying to find information. And unfortunately, I can't look at the Washington Post. It is not letting me. So let me go real quick to anything else. I think that the most we're actually going to get is what I just told you. If for some reason more information comes up, I might just add it to the description of this video. because I think we pretty much I'll do if we find okay when we find the timing of when this happened, I'll definitely update. But for my thoughts about this, like it's obviously absolutely terrible. I want to know how quickly it happened just to see how, like, I don't want them to suffer, and I would hope that it happened very fast versus later on. That's why I'm just curious about that. But I really do feel terrible for this situation, and I think like everybody can relate that this story has, like, you've heard of everywhere. Like if you go to work, you've like probably heard people talking about it. If you're like live with people, like it's everywhere. I did want to say too to that, it like again, like I said yesterday in my last video, like, these are real people with real families and real feelings, and this really happened to someone, and it doesn't matter about how you feel about people's like finances and like what they deserve or don't deserve in this world. It's not about that. It's about these people had a life and people loved them, and that's just like really important to remember. And then also, I saw that people were saying that this was like, I think even people, like, I don't know if they were in the situation, like, related to anybody, but I did see some, like, people, like, of, like, caliber, I don't know what you would say, like, people that have status of some kind. I don't know if they're related to the situation or not. Like, I saw this at work, so I apologize if it's not thorough, but I did see people were saying that this was being way too talked about, like, it was like more than like the war and like in Ukraine and everything. Like they were saying like that's like there's other stuff to worry about. I want to say to that, not just about this video about or like news story. Anytime, anywhere, you can focus on multiple issues in the world. You could care about more than one thing, because I think if we could only care about one thing, that would be a lot of like worry and fear and sadness if you were only focused on one aspect of things going on. We have to be multifaceted. We have to have other things that we pay attention to. Just because there's a war going on or does not mean that you can't care about this or anything else, even if it's highly publicized. Like there's room for every news out like that needs to be reported. There's always somebody that reports it. Like there's always a journalist, there's always like a a blogger or like a YouTuber or like anybody that wants to share different stories. We all are interested in different things. Also, there are many different types of news sources for certain things. So the people that want to like pay attention to certain things are going to pay attention no matter what their interest is. Like they're not going to just go off of like, oh, well, this is the biggest story and that's all I'm going to care about, or like this is the worst story so that's all I'm going to care about. No, people are going to like, some people don't care about news at all. Some people, it hurts them. They don't want to be involved in knowing anything. Some people think it's all lies, so they don't want to hear anything. They'd rather watch something else that makes them feel good, and I totally understand that. And but if you wanted to like care about both things, I like personally, I'm like I like both like reading about things like this or like watching like maybe dark things, I guess. But then the other side of me is like I like watching comedy and like Animal Crossing videos and just like makeup tutorials and like like movies with like happy romance comedies or something. Like I don't just because I care about both things, like so I just want people to know that you can care about multiple things. And I just I'll keep an update about this either in the description or I'll make another video. But thank you so much for listening, and if you like this or anything I have to say, you can go ahead and like and subscribe to the Dollhouse because dolls do talk and I have a lot to say. So thank you so much for listening and have a great day.